Okay, let's start with your question stuff that you had. I'm gonna play the video again, so sorry you got to listen to yourself talk. I know it can feel really weird sometimes, but I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, let me bring that up again.
Hey, so I've got one question. On the Gallops, should I do more of, um, I guess, this kind of downwards big swing, or which I don't know. I think I have always done it like that, at least on the Gallops.
So I guess first, like I'm not. I don't believe anyone needs to have a specific pick slant for specific things all the time. Very much, my thing is just use what works for you. So if you're able to play stuff at the speed you want with a downward slant, then do that. If you have to use an upward slant to pull it off or to be able to play what you want, then do that. Which uh, it sounds like you're doing that. You're kind of trying both just to see what works well for you, and that's a big part of doing the metronome stuff is getting more familiar with what works. Now, palm mute stuff, especially the chords, like yeah, to get a good palm mute, basically you have to have a downward slant. Kind of yeah, you just basically have to, because again with chords. So if I was to do it like this, I'd really only get the E string. So if I was to do like palm muted stuff, like basically my fastest playing, I have to use the upward slant position and have this part of my hand anchored on the guitar. Even if I'm doing like a palm muted version of it, I'm still basically slanted like this, and like this part is really doing the palm mute versus that part. So the chord stuff, yeah, you have to have that for palm muted chords. Single note stuff, you can get away with doing it like this. So when we do eventually get to just doing single string stuff and doing this kind of rhythm, then yeah, we can change to that. I just want to make sure you have a really good, strong sense of strumming as well, because a lot of metal stuff still uses power chords. We can't just do all single string. Um, so yeah, like if I was to play just straight gallops, like that kind of speed right there. I don't even know what that is. Let's see. It's definitely not that. Come on. Jesus, wasn't that fast, was it? Maybe about 250. Yeah. I can't do it for much longer than that. That was about it. So that's with the upper slant, but no palm mute, right? If I was to try and palm mute it, nope. Nope, ain't happening. So for me to go my fastest, I got to do it like this, but I can't palm mute it. If I was to do just a single string again, I can definitely do a lot better. But not with the downward slant thing. Couldn't do it. I can't, because different muscles are activating. Different muscles are being used to move my arm faster. So that's what's happening for me on that. I know you bring up something else like the rhythm that you did do. With 215 is great, by the way. Like that was You got part of it at 220, but it's a very, very good speed that you're hitting there. So very, very fast. Very good.
Or should I do more of upward pixelating? So for me, it's kind of just like bringing the wrist closer to the guitar. So like this, that would be here. Yeah, I kind of can't. I kind of don't know what feels better, and I'm trying to get my technique in a good shape.
So okay, so you saying you don't know which one feels better. That's why one of my big things that I tell people is, did it sound correct? Because if it sounds correct, then who cares how your hand looks? You played what you wanted to play. It sounded good to you. So it's good that you're trying different hand positions, wrist positions, the stuff like that. So my thing is, like, as you get going faster, you do have to change kind of how you're picking a little bit. Because, the slow speeds, you just move different versus the fast. Different muscles are kind of turning on and off. And people ask, well, shouldn't I be positioning my hand or whatever the same way I'd be playing my fastest when I'm playing slow? I don't think so, because you don't sprint the same way that you would walk. Like, walking and sprinting, similar movements, but not the same. So they're trying to play exactly how you would your fastest at the slow speeds. It's kind of I feel like it's kind of a waste of energy. It's better, to me, in my opinion, better to get used to the blend of like how your mechanics and your technique changes going from slow to medium to fast to crazy fast, right? So I think you're on the right track. You're on the right track. You hit 215 with that, dude. That's fast. Fast, fast, fast. Most people are not doing that, okay? You're already playing that stuff way faster than most people can, for sure. So you're doing the right thing. Just make sure it sounds right. That's the most important thing. And certainly try doing a different kind of slant, different little position, and see if that helps you go even faster. That's something that I'll do myself. Like, even today, I'll just kind of like change how my arm is positioned and feels, so I can try and just push out a little bit more if I'm trying to work something up or really trying to push something to the max. So I'll still do that today. Just try a little bit different angle here and there. So yeah, you're on the right track.
Maybe you have some advice for it. Also, I've noticed when I do gallops with down picking or with tremolo picking, it's substantially harder than straight gallops or straight down picking. So, for example, something like this. And here, I've noticed it myself, and I think you can see too. I kind of have. I think that's a problem actually. I have two different positions for downstrokes and gallops. So when I change them in one riff, I have to kind of change the hand position on the way, on the fly. So I think that's a problem. That's why I kind of try to do more of sets on gallops. So I guess just let me know if that sounds right to you. I think I've always done most of the stuff with pretty heavy downwards pixelating, but I think making it more direct and kind of have this motion.
So, all right. So if you feel like going between like the two different movements is a problem, then some of this takes personal experimentation. So something you do need to figure out what is going to work best for you. Because everything's going to be a little bit different for everybody. So certainly you need to have your hand and your wrist and all that in a position that allows you to consistently play like the gallop, reverse gallop, and then all downstroke stuff versus like constantly changing it. And basically, you need to figure out, well, which position allows you to go faster. And I would stick with that one primarily because, like, when you do it at gallop, you're still doing 2 downstrokes in a row. You just happen to be throwing in an upstroke as well. Same thing with the reverse gallop. You just every now and then throw in that upstroke. So most likely how you're doing the gallop and reverse gallop should be your hand position for the downstrokes. So this way you can go in between the two more easily. Then again, try making yourself do the gallops and reverse gallops the way you would position yourself for downstrokes. See which one is more consistent for you. Once you feel like you have an understanding of which one is more consistent, allows you to play the stuff that you want, as you work things up, as soon as you notice you're doing, we'll say, the wrong technique or the one you're trying to change, don't go on until it's fixed. Make yourself do it the way you're trying to do it, okay? And that being said, if you end up changing your mind and you feel like the 2 different ways is not interfering with how you're playing, then don't worry about it. But I'm only saying this, like, you got to basically make yourself do it the way you want to do it. That's to change a technique, to change a habit. If you want to do that, then you have to be very disciplined and make sure that you don't go up until you got it. And this is an instance where going up in ones is very, very helpful. So let's say you get up to like 140 and then you notice, like, we'll say the 2 technique thing kicks in. Stay at the 140 until you got it correct, and then go 141. Make sure you can do it correctly there too. Go to 142. So just go up in ones at that point. You can also do this, probably even better. So let's say 140, again, just for an example, 140 is where you notice like the 2 technique thing come in, or the 2 hand position thing comes in. Drop it back down to like 120 to a speed where you're still in total control. So basically like 10 or 20 BPM lower than where it starts to get out of control, and then go up in ones from there. So you go back down to a speed that's close to where it starts to go out of control, but it's still in control. Go up in ones from there, and that can bring a lot of good success. Listen to the rest here, but I think that was about it.
Helps. I think I'm able to go faster with it because, there's not that much distance between the pick and the string. So doing more downwards pixelating rate on gallops was still more natural to me, because I think I can say certainly, but I think I have done the gallops like that, for I don't know how many years, 6. But yeah, that's a problem that I've noticed when I have to play something like this. I have to change the position, so that's why I kind of tried to do this now with gallops. Of course, and I kind of have some difficulties changing up to that, so just let me know if you think that's a good idea, if that looks or sounds good. Because, of course, I'm doing this thing, your exercises, and it's even harder with 2 strings.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I can change it if I want to. And again, I don't think the difference is that stark. Yeah, I think that's everything. So let me know what you think.
All right. Well, hopefully the my answer was good enough there for you. Certainly, let me know if you got questions. All right. So this guy, so it's in a 4/4 time signature again. Last time, of course, it was in a 3/4. So this is what you worked on this past week. Plus, this new one is in preparation for what's coming next. The really confusing one. So this is basically a polymeter. So make sure the metronome is on a 4/4 time signature, so this way you hear an accent on beat number 1. So we want a very different sound for beat number 1. So you get your ear used to hearing it like that. So the chords, or basically the rhythm, is still going to be doing that 1 and a 2 and 3 and then the chord will change every time that rhythmic pattern starts again. The metronome is clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because what's going to happen next time is it'll be just like this, but instead of the chord changing whenever the rhythmic pattern begins again, it's going to change when the new bar begins. So it's quite confusing, especially when you're trying to play fast, but it can really help you get a fantastic grasp of complex rhythmic things. And with like the stuff that you want to do, I think it's going to be very helpful, because mixing up like gallops, reverse gallops, 16th notes, 8th notes, things like that. Yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, let's get into it. So still keep counting that rhythm out loud as fast as you can. It's going to be very helpful. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and a 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 2 and 3 and too fast. Go to 100. 1. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 140. 1. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm definitely doing that downward slant for this because I'm palm muting. All right, 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's get to 20 shots. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. And there we go. So if and when you reach 200 beats per minute, you're welcome to send things in early for this one. I have a feeling you're going to get that up to a 200, within a week, because you got the other one up to 215. This is 2 bars less, kind of. Well, yeah, but we did the 3/4. Never mind. It's about the same amount. But yeah, get that to 200, start recording, and then see if you can go any faster if you'd like. Send that over, just double check, make sure it's sounding good, and then I'll give you the next thing as soon as I can. So, yep, send it on early if you get 200 beats per minute. All right, hope all that helps. Questions come up, let me know. I'll see you again in your new videos.